In this webinar, we'll be discussing options to terminate your cover crops. A grower should have an idea of how they would like to terminate the cover crop before any seed is planted. The grower also needs to decide if they want the plant residue to stay on the soil surface or to incorporate the residue. As with many things in agriculture, there are advantages and disadvantages to each of these options. For legume crops, incorporation into the soil provides a flush of biological nitrogen to the soil and to the subsequent cash crop. Leaving the residue on the surface releases the nitrogen much more slowly, and some is likely lost to the atmosphere. But tillage is detrimental to earthworms and mycorrhizae and tends to increase the rate of organic matter decomposition in the soil, putting more carbon dioxide into the air and reducing organic matter levels in the soil. If the grower chooses not to incorporate the cover crop, the plant residue protects the soil from wind and rain erosion, as well as protects against sunlight heating the soil, which conserves moisture. But too much plant residue can create problems for harvest, machinery access, and workers. Depending on the crop and the amount of vegetation, growers might use either flail mowers, rotary mowers, or roller crimping to terminate their cover crops. Both flail mowers and rotary mowers chop up the vegetation into smaller, relatively easily decomposed pieces, especially if there's rainfall or irrigation applied after mowing to help the process. Growers with healthy soil microbial populations find that plant residues decompose relatively quickly. Some growers chop the cover and incorporate the plant material, but others leave the mulch on the surface to protect the soil, suppress weeds, and let traffic and microbes digest the plant material. Grower experience and experimentation with different cover crop residues is important for determining when and how to terminate a cover. Roller crimping doesn't chop up the plants, so must be timed to kill the plant at a crimpable stage. If done too early, the plants may survive crimping, and if done too late, some plants, such as mustards, become woody and take longer to decompose. Ring rollers have been successfully used on small grain crops that have dried down, but that will result in having a large small grain cover crop the following season unless the heads have already been harvested previous to rolling. Some growers will mow and bale the cover crop, which removes a good portion of the biomass, but leaves the roots in the ground and provides protection to the soil against winter rains. Other options include grazing, in which animals must be out of the orchard or field 120 days prior to harvest if the product touches the ground or is near ground level, such as fresh market tomatoes, eggplants, or peppers are. Grazing the cover crop requires additional management, but also may provide an additional income stream to the grower. For smaller acreages, less than a couple acres, using skis to flatten dried covers is an appropriate technology. This approach has the added benefit of strengthening your core and getting you in shape for the ski season. Other options include winter kill, but that is location specific. Also, chemical kill is popular with some growers, so it can be used at any stage of growth. However, mowing options or non-chemical methods are preferred by organic and regenerative growers. And here are some resources that you might find useful.